Hello, my name is Jacob. I'm a student physical therapist assistant, and today I'll be talking to you about the concept of neuroplasticity. So, what is neuroplasticity? Well, think of it as your nervous system's ability and capacity to continuously change in its function and structure, and it's creating these new neural pathways that were lost or quote unquote erased from that stroke. So, whenever I'm referring to neuroplasticity, I like to think of our brains as some sort of like Play-Doh where we can mold it and create new different types of shapes with it, new different it's always ever changing, and you can always continue to ever change it. And you can always use certain factors to create those changes. So anything that's like sensory stimulating, high repetition, high intensity, anything to challenge your brain to make those adaptations and to get that recovery that we want from that stroke, right? So let's say, for example, that you want to learn how to walk again, right? We're going to incorporate everything from sensory stimulation to like touch on your legs so that you can start to feel that sensation again, from high repetition of doing a sit to stand, or maybe walking 10 feet, maybe walking 5 feet, but we're constantly repeating that action and we're making it specific to that action that you are learning so that your brain understands that, hey, I need to get from point A to point B. I'm going to do this X amount of times until I get it right. And from there, think of it like a bridge is being formed from one end to the other of the brain. And it's making that connection. And then once you make that connection, boom, you get a new neural pathway in that brain. Isn't that amazing? Right? And you can do this with any task too. You do it with like dressing, any activity of daily living that is specific to your goals, and you always want to make sure that it's challenging, because if you're not being challenged and you're doing the same thing over and over again, your body's going to get used to it and you're going to plateau. So to prevent any sort of plateau, we want to incorporate some sort of challenge, like directional changes with walking, or going backwards instead of forwards. Maybe throwing some balance in there too, or maybe throwing an obstacle. And you know what? You can put it in an environment where it's always ever changing, like you can apply it to real life. And yeah, that is neuroplasticity at baseline.